Hi guys. As part of our coverage on the support vector machine algorithm, we will now focus on an important concept called hyperplane, which provides a diversification between two different classes of data within a machine learning model. So here's Utsav Agarwal to let you know more about what it is.
So first we will identify like what kind of hyperplane scenarios we can observe. So I will explain this here. Okay, so let's say uh, you have 2 points here. One class is the star, another one is the red dots, and you want to classify, you want to draw a fence or a line. That's what the purpose of SVM is. It draws a line that separates the two classes. All right. So this is the scenario where we have three hyperplanes here. One is the, let's say one is the optimal hyperplane that we saw there, and one will be the left here, and one will be the right hyperplane here. Let's say we have drawn three hyperplanes, and each will have its different way of classifying these two different classes. And you can see that this particular A and C are, if I remove what I have written, you will see that these two hyperplanes, if I draw in the initial way, will are not giving me good results. So it is drawing in this way. So if you will see that it is not clearly separable, right? In at this part, both red dots and stars are coming. Similarly, it is happening with this particular case, which is C. But if you look at this line, this is the ideal line. So that's how the learning happens in SVM. It tries to find this ideal line in two classes, so that the distance. Now let's come to the thing where it has left part, which is the left hyperplane, and the right hyperplane to the right of it. So the distance is the maximum. All right. So this is the one scenario where we have points like this. And let's say we have another scenario where you already have learned something, but here also you will see that C is on the better place, right? If I distance find this try to find the distance of this B hyperplane with stars and with the red dots, you will see that the distance, it is very close to the stars, but it is very far away from the red dots. So it is also not a optimal hyperplane. So basically the goal of the SVM again is to find this middle hyperplane or the C hyperplane, or it is also called as the optimal hyperplane, which has the maximum distance from both stars or red dots, or you can also call it as two classes. So optimal hyperplane is the goal of complete SVM. And what is the optimal hyperplane? That holds the maximum distance between two classes. Now one thing guys, one thing you will say that how will the distance, how is the distance work? Is the distance taken from only one single point, or is the distance taken from three points, or is the distance taken from the all points? So I hope you all have studied a little bit about this function, this loss function, which is RMSE or MSE, right? So basically the whole idea of this RMSE and MSE is you will sum up all the distances, right? Here also and here also. So that is what we are calling the distance now. It is not just one single point on the left or on the right, but basically the sum of all the distances here in a mean squared error, basically, which means that you are squaring up and then summing and then taking the root. Basically, if I do this 2 square and I take the root, so it will again be 2, right? So this is what RMSE do. it name suggests you that root, you take the mean. Basically in mean you sum up all the points and then divided by total number of points, then squared. So this square is cancelled out by this root. So basically you will have the mean, where which will be the average distance of the points to this hyperplane. So any questions till now? This is the goal setting part of the SVM, where I have only told you that what is the goal of the SVM, which is to find this optimal hyperplane. And how this optimal hyperplane works is it should have the maximum distance between the two classes. All right, so it can clearly separate both the classes. And I have also told you that this distance thing, how does distance work? This can be using root mean squared error. So I hope no questions are there right now, so we can move ahead. So let me come to the another point, which is the types of hyperplane. So this was what we saw here right now. Is here you can see we have two axes, right? X and Y. So what will be there on the X axis? It will be the features, right? And what will be the what will be on the Y axis? It will be the prediction, what we want to predict. That is, do we want to please don't put annotate my screen if anybody is annotating. I can see someone putting stars on it. What I can do is I can mute that part. Just give me a second, guys. I will disable attendee annotation. Yeah, so I hope now no one can do this. All right. Okay, guys. So yeah, so we have features on the x-axis, and basically an x-axis we can only have one feature, which is in this situation we have color. Let's say we can have color, or but there can be scenarios where we can have many features. Let's take the example with two features. Okay, in this we are going to just understand different types of hyperplanes. So far we have only seen 2D hyperplanes, which were like we have one feature. I will give one example of it. Okay, let's say I want to identify color, or the dots, not color. I want to identify the dots, and we have two kind of dots here. One is the blue dots and one is the red dots. So the color coding of the blue dot would be in, let's say, in 0 to 255. For blue dot it is around 70 or 100, and red dot it is 150. So we plotted this color coding on a axis like this, where 70 were coming somewhere here, okay, and 150 were coming somewhere here on the plane, and then we try to separate them based on it and draw a clear boundary. Now let's imagine an example where we have many features. So let's say we now have two features, okay, a scenario where we have two features and we have one label. Now can host, can you just try to kick out this guy Pratyush, because he's trying to remote access my screen. So Pratyush, if you're doing it unknowingly, just don't do it, because I can see it on my screen that you are asking me permissions again and again to remote control, and it is kind of distracting me. So please don't do it. If you do it again, I'll have to kick you out of this Zoom meeting. Okay. So just imagine a scenario where you don't have one feature, but you have two features, and you have to predict a label for it. So what you will do, it will be something like this. In a just for a second, imagine a three-dimensional hyperplane. All right, and the features will be like this. So if I draw it using green dots, and the reds one are here. So here the hyperplane will not be a line, but it will be a plane, something like this. And this will be used as a fence to separate this two dots or two features, basically, or two labels, not features. Using two features on xy plane, we are using third axis, which we are using to predict, and on third, and this is what it will be used to classify or separate boundaries for it. So this can go up to like n dimensional. So as we, in 2D in on screen, we cannot visualize more than three-dimensional figure, but it can, and mathematically it can go up to four-dimensional, dimensions. So if you have a data set where you will have different features, not just one feature but many features. Just for example, if you are doing text classification, so there you will have thousands of features, right? Thousands of different words, and each word is one feature. So it is very complex to imagine that in on screen, that kind of that on that dimension. But just figure out, just imagine that this works mathematically. So